This video is for my final exam. I will be talking about Aristotle's work and how it had an influence on metaphysics, epistemology, and the philosophy of nature, which more further explains to understand existence, change, and knowledge. We'll start off with metaphysics, which is the nature of being, what it means for something to exist, and the differences between kinds of substances and properties. The focus is on being in itself and also explores the nature of change, causality, and the purpose of existence. I will be moving on to epistemology, which is the study of knowledge and the scope and nature of it. It emphasizes empirical observation and experience as the basis of knowledge. I'm so sorry, I'm reading from a notebook. Aristotle argues knowledge begins with sensory experience and is processed by intellect, which places importance on logical reasoning and empirical observation. Knowledge can be obtained from forming concept principles from experience, then testing through reasoning. I will be moving on to my understanding of the 4 out of the 6. I will start off by talking about the perception, in which he covers logic, nature, science, ethics, metaphysics, and epistemology, developing a comprehensive, systematic approach to reasoning. Continuing from my video, I will start with matter and form and what the distinction between both is. I will be starting off with matter, which is an underlying substance that makes up a thing, noting not something in itself, but the potential to become different things, which the material that things are made of. Moving on to form, it is the essence or defining characteristic of a thing. More specifically, is what gives a thing identity, purpose, which allows us to recognize a thing as the type of thing it is. And the example is the form of a triangle and its specific characteristics and independence of the material. Next, every substance is a combination of matter and form, but form cannot exist independently of matter in the material world. But matter cannot be pure potential until the form is created. Moving on to the potentially and actuality. Potentially is where the capacity or possibility for something to be or to change. In this example, it's a seed that has the potential to be a tree. While versus actuality is the fulfillment of realization, the fulfillment or realization of the potential. The seed grows into a tree, so the potential of the tree is actualized. The third one would be substantial and accidental change. Substantial is where change results in the creation of a new substance. Let's start with a statue made out of marble. Marble has to go under substantial change to be formed, while accidental change is a change in substance that does not change its fundamental nature, but changes some. So it would be a person changing their hairstyle, but the person still identifies as a human being. The only thing that changed is the hairstyle. And my fourth and final one will be the doctrine of the 4 causes, which is to understand why something is the way it is. I will be starting off with material cause, which is physical substance or materials from which something is made. My example would be, again, a statue that is marble and carved. Secondly is formal cause, the shape, structure that something is. My example will be the design of the statue. Next will be efficient cause. Sorry, there's a rip in my paper. And that means the process that brings something into being, which is the person who carved the statue. And my fourth and final cause will be the purpose or end for which something exists. The last example would be the statue's purpose for which it's made.